Welcome back. So now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to work on the side menu. So let me log in first and show you the side menu. So in the side menu we have all of these things and we need to display the dashboard, and the main thing that I'm going to be displaying in the dashboard is the orders. I'm going to be displaying the orders and then products and then account, these things. So in the side menu here we have side menu. I'm going to first display the dashboard and then I'm going to give it href. The href is just going to be index.php, and the orders as well is going to be index.php, because the orders will be displayed in the index. And then we have the products. I'm going to say here products.php, and then here I don't need this customers. I'm gonna remove this, and I need account to display just the name and the email of the admin. And then we need also to display, let me here, instead of displaying customers, I'm going to say add new product. So I'm going to add this add new product below the account. So first account and then add new product and then help. So at the top we need to get the orders. So at the top of this actually here we need to say, before I go to this, let me here add links. So I'm going to say here add underscore new underscore product dot php, and here I'm going to say account dot php, and that's it. Now let me go to the index and let's work on the orders. The good news about the orders is that we already know how to get the orders. Remember, if you go back to the here to the account here, remember in the account, which is this, you will find that we already have a code that gets us the orders. I think it's here, get orders. So we can copy this code. I'm going to copy this code. I'm going to copy this code and then I'm going to paste it here in the index. However, we don't need to use here if statement. We just need to get the orders as soon as admin enters this page. So I'm gonna remove this if statement, and then I'm gonna say I'm not gonna say user ID. Instead, I'm just gonna say statement connection prepare select all from orders. Where orders, there is no where here. I'm gonna remove it, and we just need to remove this as well. So the code is just going to be 3 lines. However, the problem with this is that we have 2 problems actually. The first problem is that in the header we need to include the connection to the database. So in the header we need to make sure that we are connected to the database. So here in the header we need to say PHP and then include, and then we need to go back, and then we need to say server /connection .php. So this is the first problem, and I just solved this problem. The second problem is that we need to add pagination, because here imagine that you have so many orders. It's not gonna work. It's gonna be a problem. Unfortunately, we already have the pagination in the shop page. So I'm gonna get the pagination code from the shop page. So here in this shop page at the top, remember at the top we have this. We have this code. We just need this code. I'm going to copy this code. We just need this code. And then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to paste it in the index.php. Here in this, instead of using all of this code is fine, but the problem with it is that if you have so many orders, it is going to be a problem. So we need to remove this code, and then we need to use the pagination. So here we need to fix, of course, we need to fix many things. First of all, I'm going to push the code because now I cannot read it perfectly. Let me now read the code from the beginning. So here, the first thing that we need to do is that we need to use page number. Everything's fine here. However, we need to say select count all as total records from orders, and then execute, and then total records, and then total records is equal, you can say 8, 9, 10, whatever you want, let's say 10. Here offset, and then page number, everything's fine here. Then we need to say here select, prepare, select all from products, limit, offset, records page. Here we should say select all from orders, and we should remove this curly bracket. And at the bottom we need to add the pagination. So at the bottom I'm gonna get the pagination from the shop. From the shop here we have this pagination code. We have this code. We have this navigation bar. Let me copy it and let me paste it in the index here. We need to paste it here. Let me first make sure that I'm going to paste it in the right place. So this div belongs to, I think, this div, the big div, and this creates the row. So I think we need to create it inside the row. So we need to add the code inside this div. So here I think it should be here. Let me test. Let me add here a I'm gonna say here P, and then I'm gonna say test. So it should be displayed below the table. Now it's being displayed here, so we need to add it, I think, inside below the table. So it should be here. I should say here P and then test, and so it's below the table. So here I'm gonna paste the code. Here I'm gonna paste the code. Let me here remove this test and let me give myself a big space. I'm gonna give myself a big space so that you see, and then I'm gonna paste the code. The code is gonna be here. Let me save and let me head on over to the browser and refresh, and as you can see we have this pagination. Now we need to loop over the orders. So in order to loop over the orders, we have to remove all of these records from the table and leave only one. So let's start removing from the top. So from the top we have here ID. We have the ID, and then we need the order ID, the order status, and then we need the order date. We need the order status, order date, and we need the user. Let's display first the user. I'm gonna say user or customer ID, user ID, and first the order ID, and then the order status, and then the order date. And then we need to say here edit, and then we need to say also delete. But we also need the order. We also need the user phone number. I'm gonna say user phone, and we can display the user city, for example, or user address. So that's it. Let me now save and let me remove these records from the table, and I'm gonna leave only one. So I'm gonna leave this, and then I'm gonna remove this and this, all of these. I'm gonna remove all of these. And you need to be very careful while you are removing. So let me keep only one. Now we have only one. Let me save and let me make sure that we don't have problems. Let me here refresh, and as you can see we have only one row, and let's work on this. So here I'm gonna add PHP code. I'm gonna say PHP, and then I'm gonna say for each, and then for each what? For each we have the orders. I think here we should say orders. Orders. So for each orders as order, I'm going to say order as orders orders as order, orders as order, and then at the bottom we need to say PHP and then close this curly bracket, and in between we need to display first the order ID PHP and then order ID, and don't forget to say echo. Don't forget here to say echo. And then instead of doing this many times, I'm going to copy it. So I'm going to copy this, and then the second row was for the status. So I'm going to say here order status, and then the third is going to be for the user ID, and then the order ID, the order date, and then the user phone, and next we have the user phone and user address, and edit and delete. So user phone and then address, user address, and then here user address and then edit. So for the edit and delete we shouldn't be displaying PHP, we should display buttons. So I'm gonna here create a button, I'm gonna say a tag, and then I'm gonna say edit, and then I'm gonna say edit, I'm gonna say class button btn primary, and then for the delete I'm gonna also create a delete button, I'm gonna say a tag, and then class button btn, and btn danger, and then I'm gonna say delete. Let me save and let me refresh. Now it's gonna look amazing. As you can see now, I'm gonna get all orders. So these are all of the orders that I have, and I'm gonna get only as you can see, I'm gonna get 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. If I click on 2, I'm gonna get the rest, but since I only have 10, I think I have only 10, I'm gonna get 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So this is the problem. So let me decrease and test just to make sure that everything is working. Let me here say 5 recurs per page. If I say 5 recurs per page, I'm gonna get only 5 here, and if I click on 2, I'm gonna get another 5. So the pagination now works perfectly. And lastly, we need here to say orders. So instead of saying here section title, I'm gonna say orders, and we are good to go.